line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up.
And hello everyone, and welcome back here to PTM Racing TV, where we're live here tonight, Talladega Super Speedway in Alabama country. We are live here tonight to present to you the iRacing Super Stock League, the Comeback 120, presented by Ian Martin Racing here tonight. I am Christian the Crusader Striver, joined here by my friend and colleague, the one, the only, Sparkalicious Sparky, Dustin Sonaker, and Sparky. It's been so long since we've been here, man. We've been here quite some times, and we've called a lot of Talladega races, but man, I don't think we've ever had to call one that's anticipated and as ready and hyped up as these drivers of the iRacing Superstock League are about to show.
Absolutely. Definitely old faces and new places here. Definitely glad to present this race here tonight. This is going to be something. Talladega, normally always exciting, always, you know, craziness happens here. It's even going to be more crazy tonight. We're going to have heat races involved in this tonight.
There will be a couple of heat races on the go if we are being warranted that. We may or may not have that depending on the field. I believe we should probably at least have one heat race of that. but then we will lead into our 36 lap transfer to the A main event, which looks to be a hot one tonight, as our drivers right now currently get the last minute practice laps in, kind of getting paced in. The fans and the crowds watching on from down here. Sparky, I'm up here in the PT Race TV booth up in the sky, and I thought I seen a bird, then a plane, then I thought, no, wait a minute, that's Sparky down there. What are you doing down there right now, buddy? You're in the pits here.
Oh, yeah, I'm just down here, hanging down here in the pits, watching these guys get their last little bit of qualifying laps in, and still trying to find the hot dog stand down here. This track's so big and everything like that, I'm still trying to find this hot dog stand, but once I get some hot dogs, I'll bring them up to the booth here with us, and we'll have ourselves some good old Talladega hot dog style.
Man, why have you not gotten a golf cart around here, or literally just got a cup car down there and actually just drove around the place like you're supposed to? This is Talladega, for crying out loud. You're supposed to have a vehicle with you this kind of size track. You don't just go walking on foot.
Well, I wonder if I could get away with stealing the pace car like that one guy did many years ago.
Oh, jeez. No, I'm not going there this time. Speaking of not going there, let's go ahead and take a look at our race info here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This tri-oval D-shaped configuration style track at Talladega, 2.5 miles plus in length. It is one of, if not the toughest tracks these drivers will face on the entire season. 2.65 miles to be exact in length. And this weather right now holding up pretty good. I know it's a little breezy down, a little hot. That's probably because it's Sparky's fault. But thankfully the weather is holding up okay and the pretty clear skies. It's a beautiful day for racing, and this track is just well and maintained to see some action from our drivers tonight as we're getting last minute laps of qualifying done currently. We've got about 2 minutes left before we head to the actual green flag here tonight. And Sparky, right now, there's a few old favorites we see in here and a few new timers in here. Right now, I gotta say, this could be a solid lineup of drivers here, whether or not they face in the heats or the preliminary A main event.
Yeah, quite a good core group of drivers here. I'm interested to see how they all work together here. Don't know if there's any guys out there that are buddy-buddy with each other or not out there, but I guess we'll find out real shortly how that happens. But there are some familiar names on there that we've seen in other leagues and whatnot, and we'll just see how they all coincide together out here and see who works with who.
We certainly will indeed, but right now, currently, we're getting the last bit of qualifying wrapped up. Some drivers still have yet to hit the track, hit the field. I believe we are loaded up with a 26 truck field tonight. 26 drivers have made the call, or is it 27? I'm getting a little bit of a confusion there.
Currently, what I can see right now, I've only seen 26 currently on the entry list. There was 27 posted, but it doesn't look like we have that other driver there yet, possibly. But we'll see. Never know. Somebody might sneak in there at the last minute.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, we do have a payout tonight here for these drivers with 27 entries. We have a huge payout for the winner here tonight, $270 to the race winner. Second will get a cool $135. Third gets a nice little $80, and fourth gets a good $55, which pays for admission and doubles that, if you will, to get into this race.
Yeah, I know. Boy, that's what's even going to make the stakes a lot higher in this race, especially for that last feature event there, those 36 laps. Those guys are really going to be putting things together there to see who's going to get up in that top four and get the money.
Oh, the money, yes, my friend. You've been listening too much to the $1 Million Man around here, haven't you? Oh, for the love of me, please don't ever make that noise again. Not on cable television, not on television right now, brother.
Sorry, Mr. DiBiase.
Oh my. All right. Well, we are gonna have two heats here tonight, so let's get down to business, race fans. Here we go. Sparky, I'll start them. You finish them. Here we go. On the pole, we'll see Kevin Freeze there in the number 8 is outside from all the way across the pond. It's Finn Robinson in the 28.
All right, starting in our third position here tonight will be Brandon Holder in truck number 10, and starting in fourth spot will be Anthony Cromower in the number 5 machine.
Row number 3, we're going to see the 71 of John Ernst, and it is outside as Old Oaksy, Jeffrey Oaks in the 25.
In the next row is going to be John Bawalda in truck number 26, and who is outside is going to be Daniel Hendry in truck number 9.
Row number 5, we're going to see it will be Mr. Jason D. Maines in the 18. It is outside the 36, Trent Cameron.
And in the next row, it's going to be Kenneth Stamper in truck number 30. And to his outside, William H. Scott Jr. in truck number 16.
And your final starter tonight, we'll see the 27 of Josh Cole. Race fans, we're ready to go to the action here, get to this pumped up experience here tonight. Talladega is going to see some heat races, 12 laps to the distance in this heat. And the next heat will pop up here as well. We've got some fans joining in tonight with us. John Jeep rooting on in for Jack Dell Motorsports. Sean Bounty rooting in. John Herbert Dillinger has also popped in here tonight. This should be a solid lineup here, to say the least.
Absolutely solid lineup indeed. I'm really excited to see how this first heat goes. I wonder if those guys watching for the second heat will get any pointers of see what happens in this first heat.
Well, we'll have to see indeed, but right now I'm getting word right now from race officials here that this will be there'll be two heats obviously, but also a little something to note. One of these drivers will not make the cut. They will not make the call to the A main. Only 12 advance on into the final round, which is the A main for the big money. So this is not only just going to be a battle for position, but also it's going to be a battle just for survival. You literally got to be on your toes and on your game plan to win this one.
Yeah, no kidding. Now that really puts something in perspective there, because now that's kind of how these heat races go. Sometimes, you got to qualify yourself into the main, and that's going to be unfortunate for the one lonely guy that's not going to make it into the final heat here.
You don't have to be up front. You don't have to be in the middle. You just don't want to end up at the very back of the pack. For Josh Cole, he's going to have to really play into the hand and play into the trump card of Talladega and build up a lot of speed, as well as William H. Scott Jr. and Kenneth Stampert. All those guys will be near the bubble line to get out of this heat and out into the A main. So while the rest of the field right now will just have to fight amongst themselves on where they want to be for position. But the thing is, Sparky, we've seen it here time and time again at Talladega. Anything can happen, and all it takes is one little slip up, and the next thing you know, it could be game over around these parks.
Yeah, absolutely. It does not take much. Now, saying that, these guys driving in these trucks, they'll have a little bit more give than, say, if he was out there in a Cup car and an Xfinity car with, like, bump drafting, and all the bumping that goes on here at Talladega. So there's a little bit more give here, but how much do you go to that threshold before problems start?
We'll soon find out. I know Cameron Westberg, whenever he tunes in, he's going to be asking you about that one, because I know he loves hearing it from me, but I got to believe you trademarked it for a reason when you said problems, but that's why you know how to do it.
We're going to probably have a lot of that problems coming out here, unless these guys
don't you now, no, wait. Don't you try saying anything bad about these guys like that, man, my man, because right now, the iRacing Superstar League, these guys just forming up some stuff and getting back to business at hand, and they are some of, if not the best, toughest guys out on the bunch. So we'll see them put this one to a crawl and put it up to a fight, and maybe give you guys a little bit more information about how this all got started. But for now, we're ready to go green flag racing here out of the start. 12 maps to the heat. 1 advances in, 12 go in. 1 will be left out in the darkness in a cold, cold summer night down here in Talladega. And trust me, you don't want to be left out here at night in Talladega. It's green flag racing now. Pop it on your show. Let's go racing, boys.
All right, here we go. We're going to get them started going down into turn 1 here. Looks like the outside lane looks like it's already trying to get a little bit of a push. But Kevin Freeze on the bottom. We'll see how they come off of turn 2 here.
Brandon Holder there in the number 10, trying to hold him down, trying to hold the fort in here as he works his way across in the third line. He's actually in the number 5 car, a little similar, obviously, to the good old Kyle Larson scheme out there. The other 5 right beside him is actually the actual number 5 on the row there, Anthony Crownover. Crownover trying to push a little bit up there on Finn Robinson, the 28, Jack Dell Motorsports Machine. Trying to give him a little bit of help as the Silverados batted out in the top half.
And here they come coming off of turn number 4. Freeze is going to have a little bit of a lead here, but here comes the outside line trying to get a push down through the front straightaway. They come down through this little dog leg here, and we're going to complete lap 1 so far. Clean and green at the moment.
Clean and green, looking smooth as can be. It's going to be a long, hard night for these guys unless they can get these things dialed in. You can see early on, though, maybe testing the waters, maybe just getting an idea of how things are going to be. Maybe not necessarily waiting on trying to push the limits just yet. It's early. I don't want to do too many crazy things on these parts.
Absolutely, yeah. If you're going to make a charge, you wait till, at least for the last couple laps of this, even though they only have 12 laps here, so it's not going to take long. But, you know, they're just trying to set each other up here for the final run here.
They certainly are indeed right now. One of them that is setting up for a little bit of a push and shove kind of run to the front. John Ernst, that 71 machine, kind of battling it out there with the guys on the bottom line, trying to give him a little bit of hands. We go on board with him. Hey Sparky, you know, one thing we talked about earlier is just, you know, the fact that we are on Talladega. This track obviously a little bit bigger than Daytona, but the thing also that really separates this place from Daytona is the fact that it's like a 3-wide, 4-wide mecca for mayhem and destruction. If you're not careful, it's a very smoothed out track, but it's just got so much wide open bankings, it's almost kind of tempting to try to go up there and run it, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, it would be, especially as big and long as this track is with the many lanes that you have. Daytona, a lot more, less room there, so it's kind of a little bit tighter racing. Here at Talladega, you got all these different lanes you can go to. You said, well, if we can make it 3 wide, heck, well, we can do 4. And if you can do 4, maybe you can do 5.
Maybe
eventually you do run out of room, but yeah, you could try to fit it somewhere.
You don't want to run out of room around these parks at all here, that's for sure. Josh Cole right now, the one on the bubble, to survive out and try to give himself a fair shake at getting into the A main event, while William A. Scott Jr. kind of falls back a little bit on the boys. The guys up front still battling a little bit. Brandon Holder actually now taking over the race lead. He'll be your new leader.
Yeah, kind of looking back at that transfer spot right now, it looks like William H. Scott there just at the tail end of the pack here. Maybe he's just kind of holding back and just seeing what happens here.
He could very well be. That's one thing we do talk about a lot on the show, is really when guys like to just kind of lay back for a minute and kind of see if there's going to be an opening or a bit of a run to pull off of. You can see how far and wide in depth he is getting away from the field and getting away from the pack, but he certainly seems to have kind of a clear mindset of what he wants to do and what he wants to hang in. But those that are trying to make a big move right now, which is going to the very far outside, they don't seem to want to try to make any kind of run up there. It seems like they're just kind of laying off more than anything. This is kind of surprising to me.
It is to me too. They seem like they're pretty calm up there right now. They're just kind of feeling things out up on that outside line, really not trying to push the limits here for that on that outside. Looks like even the outside line looks like it's starting to fall apart a little bit now.
I was about to say, it does indeed seem to be that case right now. You can see Finn Robinson, the 28, falling way back in the pack just a slight bit more than usual. It could be hurting his chances and opportunity to try to keep up with the field and keep up the pace. Now again, you don't have to be in the lead to be in the A main. You just don't want to be dead last. But I mean, if you're the guy in the back right now, which would be the number 26 of John Esqualda, the third, I mean, I wouldn't want nothing to do with falling back any more than I already am, especially William H. Scott as far as behind he is. One little draft push, and that's all you need to get up to the front.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if that outside line does not form up there and these guys stay on the bottom, then guys at the back end of the draft there who can pick up a couple more spots by passing all these guys. But that's only if that outside line doesn't get formed. If a couple more guys get up there, it could get interesting.
It certainly can indeed, as we go to the onboard camera here right now with our good friend from across the pond, old Finn Robinson, on the show here. It's been good to see him finally back out here. We used to actually see him on the Friday night circuit with Backfire Sim Racing, but tonight we're getting a chance to look at him here in the iRacing Superstock League, which again, these Superstock League is looking to try and reform and give a little bit more time for a league or maybe more events out here. So race fans and drivers, if you are interested, be sure to go over to their Facebook and their group on their end here. We've marked and tagged them on our channel here. Be sure to check them out. Great group of guys and great, and honestly, a big owner with a big heart for racing. He would love to see more drivers go out here and try to put up a fight here.
Well, I tell you what, just as in this first heat race alone, as we just got the cross flags for halfway here, just in this first heat race alone, the way these guys are racing out here, this looks like a very good bunch of guys here in this first heat race. They're really being very patient. They're not trying to do anything crazy. They're just sitting there just waiting and watching. And I tell you what, if they can run clean like this at Talladega, this is some big group to be a part of.
They certainly can indeed. Flagman holding up the high five. That means only one thing. 5 laps remain here, and now it is pressure time for the guys in the back right now. Whoa, a little bit of movement up front there in the middle pack as well. Looks like Robinson kind of got a little tangled up there. Looks like maybe with the set. Looks like that was one of the 18 there at Jason D. Maines. Might have been a little bit of a bump off of him, but they managed to refire and get him straight away. But that could have been dastardly there, my friend.
That definitely could have been. Normally turn 2 seems to be one of those turns that stuff seems to happen a lot at here at Talladega for some reason, and that looked like it could have been one of those moments, but they kept it straight, kept it together, and we keep on rolling on.
They certainly did indeed right now as the field continues to work their way around. We go to the onboard camera. This is just to give you guys a little bit of an idea what they are dealing with right now as they continue to fight it out here. Kenneth Stanford with the onboard here. You can just see how close and how compact he's having to try to hold these guys in, trying to hold them back a little bit, and just that overall fear of going over 190 miles per hour, almost hitting speeds of up to 200 miles per hour in that draft. It's a scary thought to even get that close to somebody, much less try to fight them out, but that's what these drivers in real life, NASCAR and also on the iRacing circuit do on a constant basis. They just go out there and they just put on a fight, put on a show.
Yep, and it's definitely, that's why they call it white knuckle racing at its finest. Every lap, every time you're just trying to fight the vehicle, trying to fight the other drivers, trying to fight the conditions, trying to fight something out there to try to get yourself in position to get up there to get a win or try to make the race, in this case in the heat race.
Certainly there, and right now currently the field's starting to march their way around to the tune of their own beat and their own drum. Laps wind down here as we are about to finish this race off in the heat number 1.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if this outside line, it looks like they're starting to get some gusto up there now as the 28 of Robinson is now pulled up to about the 3rd spot there.
Speaking of a little troubles here and there, there's Sparky. Apparently our Glitchcraft for Gremlin decided to annoy us a little bit on the overhead ticker. We had to go to the Tower of Doom, but thankfully that thing is showing where the times are and where everyone's at the moment, so at least we got that fixed up.
Always good to have a backup. That's always a good plan to have.
You gotta always have a backup around here, except for Talladega. You need about 4 or 5 of them, because generally that's when the big ones start to pop up. But no, these drivers right now, they're just showing you they're willing to put up a fight and put on a show. At the same time, we're running clean with only 2 to go. Green flag flying high in the air. Sparky, we're coming to the end.
All right, getting down to it here with 2 to go. Now we're going to see who's got what at this point. We'll see if that outside line has got any steam in it at all here as they come down the back straightaway.
If Finn's going to help these guys get any momentum or get any run, he needs to start doing it now. He needs a little bit of a help, though, from that 5 of Anthony Crownover. Crownover is pushing, and you can see that front end literally dive right into the rear end there of Finn Robinson, but one wrong move, and that can send all of them for a little bit of a ride here, but thankfully, Finn's smart enough to know how to keep cornered in and keep right there with Crownover. Crownover kind of setting him up for the pushes. It seems to finally work towards their favor as we're leading into the white flag down on the front straightaway.
All right, white flag coming out here. We're going to see how that lead holds out and also who's going to be the unfortunate one not to make the show. Right now, that's William Scott in the back. He's going to have to get himself up to gear here at this point. Can't stay back no more.
The white flag is out now here. It is time, it's do or die time for the guys in the back. Remember, only 12 advance in. Last minute chance opportunity. William Scott trying to get right there with the field. He's got Trent Cameron and the 27 Josh Cole kind of blocking him in. He'll send it up to the outside line. 3 wide solo coming down. That's turn 3, looking to get the final transfer spot.
Oh my goodness, yeah, this is going to be close on how this is going to end up being at this point.
Oh, those with the draft light right now are getting a little bit more push, a little bit more momentum. Trent starting to fall back a little bit here. He's got trouble. The 16 trying to hang in there. One last push, one last run. Here they come to the finish line. Driving out the position. They get a little bit cornered off. 3 wide finish and sees Kevin Freeze in the 8th. Finish this one out. And William A. Scott Jr. just barely holding down and holding in. But Trent Cameron falls victim and will be the guy that falls out of this one here, Sparky.
Oh man, that was so close back there between those guys back there, and that's just very unfortunate that somebody's got to be the unlucky dog in that case to not make the show there.
Well, right now we're getting word. Actually, it looks like Trent Cameron is on our end said he was out, but it looks like actually from the race results are saying William A. Scott is out. Did not make the call. Did not make it in there. So I'm kind of confused on how quick that one went and what to really believe there. But nevertheless, we do have a heat number 2 coming our way here, Sparky. So I think it's time we get ready to get to this here. So let's start him up on the pole and get to the next one. We've got Matthew T. Lee coming on board the 04. He'll start on the inside row pole, and the outside of him will be Raymond Rittner in the 87.
Looks like I'm having some technical difficulties here on my side here.
I'll go through the list for you while you get that fixed up then. Row number 2, it's going to be Matthew G. Baker in the 11 to his outside. That'll be Andrew that'll be, that will be Dallin J. Martin in the 318. Row number 2, it's going to be Andrew Ewing in the 15. Then it'll be Brad Neer in the number 6. Row number 4, Brandon Gagin in the 19 to his outside. That'll be Kevin Winker in the number 7. Row number 5, it'll see Warren Young in the 14 to his outside. Justin Ray in the 38. Row number 6, Michael J. Klein, the 20, to his outside. Andrew Navarro in the 42. And then finally, Andrew Hansley, the 4th, will be your final starter in the number 24, which actually is the number 3 Dale Earnhardt Jr. Oreo Ritz scheme there. And if I had to say right now, one of my favorite schemes of all time, I'd actually put that one up in the top list.
Oh, I concur. Absolutely. That was one of my favorite schemes as well.
Like, you have no idea how often in NASCAR 07 I would actually run that scheme of his in Xfinity. That was like one of my favorite things to use down there.
Oh, absolutely.
Looks like we
There we go.
I was gonna say, looks like we finally got our ticker working here as well on the top half. So at least the glitch graphic gremlins couldn't hold us down that far there, Sparky.
Yeah, they were trying to mess with me there too during going through the starting grid there. Thank you for covering for me there while that was going on. I got my gremlins fixed as well, so we all should be good to go for at least the second heat race here.
Well, enough of the glitch graphic gremlins. We've got ourselves some speed demons ready to go out of here. Remember, only 12 drivers advance into the AA main. One's going home. And they are going to go a little bit broke here tonight, but thankfully we are at Talladega, so it's a party down here anytime we go racing.
Absolutely. It always is, definitely is a party indeed. Talladega just speaks of party.
It certainly does, my friend. Here we go. They'll line them off across the front straightaway here, and this time, by race fans, we're going back to the racing, back to the action. Heat number 2 up for the Comeback 120, presented by the iRacing Superstock League and Ian Meriden Racing. It's go time here at Talladega. Back to the green we go right about now.
There we go. And yeah, that's the thing about Talladega. That green flag, it sure seems like it takes forever for it to come out with that long run straightaway as we're headed off here into turn number 2 at this point. Matthew T. Lee is going to lead them off here as we head down the back straightaway.
We do indeed here, right out of the gate. Raymond Rittner in the number 87 right now, looking to possibly be a little bit more on guard, a little more on point to try to fight it out with the boys up top. And you can see already a big difference from the last heat, where everyone was kind of waiting for that last half to push hard and push well. This heat right now, the outside line is actually pushing pretty quickly and pretty hard, so no drivers giving anything up here as some kind of swerve and move around a little bit. The drafting is really going to start to be a factor for a lot of these guys, especially when they get a little later on in this race.
Absolutely, yeah. Just who can stay hooked up, who can stay right behind somebody really will make a difference. If you're swirling around a little bit, that's disturbing a lot of air. You're not going to be as fast. You stay tucked right up behind somebody and not moving around as much.
I expect when we get in that A main, we'll see a lot more 3-wide saloon like we did in that finish coming up on the front straightaway, but a little bit more in the actual race. Again, with 36 laps to go there, you know they'll be patient for a little bit of a start, but they will not be hesitant on taking a charge later on as they get a little bit wobbly, loosey-goosey going into turn 3 there. Everybody trying not to get too rambunctious, but at the same time, you can see they want to get in that A main and get in the top spot just as quickly as the other.
That's true, too. That's a good valid point, as we do have a switch for the lead, and now we just switched it back. Mr. Lee lost the lead to Raymond Brett.
Oh, look out down the front straightaway. We got problems, all right, major problems. Caution's out. We got to pile up on the front straightaway, Dustin.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Just as we was coming around to get the first lap completed, wow, it looked like to me that Matthew Lee there was trying to get down in front of Raymond Ridenour there, and then they must have touched there a little bit, and then everything just right in front of everybody. Wow, just a big wreck.
Sparky, you know there is an easier way to show the fans to explain what just happened, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to the PTM Instant Replay and find out what really happened.
There you go, buddy. Now you got this figured out. All right, looking back at the P2S replay right now, we're going down out of turn 4 here, and this is where things got a little too crazy and hectic. Like I said, a lot of pushing and shoving up to the front, but a little 3 wide split there on the number 7 McDonald's machine. As the 04 try to go down there, you see the 87 just get tagged in, and you can see the madness started and crashed in a few boys. A lot of guys taking a big lick and a crash on that one. Thankfully, the safety equipment getting put to good use, and drivers are okay and all right. But for Matthew T. Lee, because he started that little fiasco, he does have to go to the back.
Wow, and that's just what happens here at Talladega with everybody running so close. It just takes one little mistake, just one little bump, anything like that, and all heck breaks loose, and there you go.
Well, thank you for at least keeping it PG around here. Around here, I usually would have been a little PG-13, so at least I know I can count on you to be the family-friendly guy, where I'm just the guy that just screams a bunch of nonsense around here.
At least for now.
At least for now, anyway, until you start saying problems all the time around here. That's one thing I noticed with you. Anthony Crown over is in the chat real quick saying no patience. Unfortunately, now that's kind of the hard part about Talladega and Daytona, is that scary thought. Rex McDowell saying go number 20 here tonight. John Jeep is trying to stay out number 26 in our last one. John Herbert Dillinger coming on board here to say let's go Warren Young tonight. The young boy got a little bit of love here tonight. And I'm getting word from race official the cause of caution on that one was from the number 04. The Matthew T. Lee, as we seen on the show just a minute ago. He will go to the end of the line for a penalty. So you'll have to start from the back here, but for Andrew Ewing, if he doesn't get out there quick enough, then Matthew, one way or another, is going to end up just going ahead into the A main.
Yeah, absolutely. I noticed when we first started back there, there was one truck, I think it was that Oreo truck, that had dropped way off the pace there at the beginning. This is a very good caution for him, because if you lose the draft, obviously you're not going to be fast, and you're going to be a sit and duck at that point. So this caution very good for him. As everybody getting down pit road trying to fix any damage that they got from that wreck, that pretty much almost engulfed the entire field.
Sparky, maybe you can go down there and take a look real quick at the race info and see what we got for fast repairs here tonight in tire sets, as we do take a look at that number 3 Oreo Ritz machine there, Silverado Chevrolet, being Andrew Hansley, the 4th. Rocket's still pretty good here, and he's going to be in the top 5 now as he fights it out with Matthew G. Baker in the number 5 now, taking over position as your head leader of the pack.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking a look at the info tonight, there is no limit on fast repairs, because they have unlimited fast repairs in this.
Unlimited fast repairs at Talladega, man. That's like me being a kid in the candy store when it comes to that kind of race. And it's like, if I get caught up in the mess, I can still run it in pretty all right.
That's right. Yeah, just go down pit road, get all the dents figured out, put a new engine in the thing, and let's go.
Just send her off and give her. That's what we tell them around here. Now, we did talk a little earlier, though, Sparky, about this league and all that, and actually what's been going down as of late. So we thought we'd give you a little bio blast here tonight about our race we present to you from the Comeback 120. This is all about the iRacing Superstock League, as it was established in April 24th of 2020 to provide an entertainment source during the COVID-19 pandemic. After many successful seasons of racing through the short tracks all the way up to super speedways, the ISSL has taken a substantial break due to summer and most people being busy due to things opening back up. Now that fall is among us, we are attempting to get back into the swing of things, starting off with the Comeback 120. The ISSL is known for its big money races, ranging anywhere from $400 in payouts all the way up to $1,000. Boy, what kind of money I can use that right about now. I could probably give me a CSL direct drive and a few other pedals for that. All in for one race. If you're interested in participating with one of the biggest money races on the iRacing simulation, guys, do not hesitate to like and follow the iRacing Superstock League on Facebook, where you can find all the information needed for upcoming events or series for the iRacing Superstock League. Just go up to @iRacing Superstock League up on the Facebook end, and you'll catch all that information then. And then Ian Martin Racing is a racing Facebook page that was created just a few months ago strictly for the racing career of Ian Martin. This page was served as basically a fan page to show your support to Ian Martin in his sim racing career. While it still serves purpose for his racing career, Ian, as the owner of the well-known iRacing Superstock League, meaning he has quite the bit of experience hosting and operating session lobbies. And if you're ever in need of race controlling for your event, shoot Ian a message for information regarding pricing, what he can offer you, and more. That's Ian Martin Racing on Facebook, and that's one of our sponsors here tonight, race fans. So again, you can already tell these guys well-rounded and well-known for setting up for a great amount of racing, great amount of battles and action. Honestly, like I said, if you want to check these guys out, for sure, check them on out. They are seemingly, even though you saw the little big wreck right in front of you, obviously that's Talladega for you. It's going to happen, but I mean, so far, I mean, Sparky, I've been pretty impressed and thrilled with how well and good these guys have been at behaving and driving tonight, man. Especially for what's on the line this track. That takes a lot of guts to keep out of trouble and keep out of the way of that kind of nonsense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, these drivers are putting on a good show so far. We just only had just this one incident, and that was, it wasn't nothing too aggressive or anything there. It was just, a kind of thing where somebody was just trying to get back in line, and unfortunately they weren't clear. But that's okay, though. That stuff like that happens. But these guys so far just keeping their poise, just keeping their calm, and, just trying to put on a show here and see what they can do.
Keep her settled down, get this one finished out. Race fans, we are just about halfway done with this one here. This next time by, we'll have 6 to go, and then it'll be off to the A main event, where we'll see the 12 drivers from each of the heats battle it out in a all-out war for over tonight. What are we racing for? $270 for the winner, $135 for second. They're getting a nice cool 80 bucks, and then fourth, pretty much making their money back, and then some with a cool 55 bucks to add on to their pocket.
Yeah, that'd be good enough to, buy some iRacing tracks or some cars that you never had, or, maybe work toward getting that all-important wheel that you want.
I mean, I've actually been running the road courses as of late there, Sparky, and now I realize, like, now that I'm C-Class licensed, I actually gotta get cars and tracks to run on, because they won't let me run the Formula Vs and rookies all that much anymore, or at least I would upgrade my stuff.
That's right. Oh, speaking of upgrading stuff, we're about ready to upgrade to the green flag here in just a moment.
Upgrading from a yellow to a green sounds nice to me. Here we go. They'll lead them off to the front straightaway. And again, very unique little restart zone. It's not in past turn 4 slightly. It's not in the middle of Talladega. It's literally as you come off the tri-oval section of that turn to the straightaway here. They then see the green flag pop out about now. And it's off to the truckers and the runners. Here we go.
All right, Matthew G. Baker had the lead coming across the start-finish line. Andrew Navarro, though, up on that outside in the 42, and here we go. We're splitting them up already, outside, inside.
The damage on the 38 of Justin Ray slowing down tremendously for Dalton J. Martin. Neither one of them able to get a good start off. The damage is too severe for them, so they'll have to go back into the pack a little bit in the A main, but they will transfer in at least. Matthew T. Lee and the rest of the field ahead of them will advance, while Andrew Ewing seems to be down and out for this one.
Yeah, it looks like Andrew Ewing and Matthew T. Lee both are in the pit lane and out of the race. Well, it seems like they're on pit road for some reason there.
Matthew is, though, ahead, so if he is able to run, he will get the truck back out and race in the A main. Hopefully he can get that truck all cleaned up and fixed up just enough to get prepared for the 36 lap main event coming up.
And meanwhile, we're back up front here. Andrew Navarro has now taken the lead at this point.
Yeah, taking the lead at this point with only about 5 laps to go. That flagman held up the high 5 that time by, and right now Brandon Gagnon is looking to possibly shoot for the hills, shoot for the stars, and see how far he can go with this car. But in this case, a truck. So how would we rhyme that one in? Would it make a few bucks off that, or am I just losing my mind and I'm all out of luck?
Probably losing your mind, but it's okay. We're used to that.
I'm on board with Warren Young before I have to go after Sparky here in the booth.
And Mr. Warren Young has made himself his presence known in that Budweiser machine. He's moved himself into 3rd position there.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're down at pit road right now watching it from that end of the spectrum while I'm up in the high sky here, because right about now you still owe me a couple of hot dogs and a few drinks here as these guys currently battle it out in a one-line car draft right here.
Yeah, I still haven't found a vehicle to get back up there with, but I'll keep looking while I'm down here.
Just don't do it when the race is going. That never works out for anybody. That's all I know.
Oh no, don't want to miss this action.
In the chat right now, we're getting a little word. I might be mispronouncing a name here. John the Tuck is saying, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Ganyun. Ganyun.
Got
Yeah,
Yun. Okay.
Ganyun. All right, so if it is pronounced Ganyun there, Mr. Brandon, I apologize in advance. As I've said 1,000 times, Spark, you can back me up on this one. If I mess your name up, feel free to come at me later on, and we will get that figured out, and I'll try my best to not mess it up anymore. Right now, back to the onboard camera here as well. We have that 5, although in the iRacing style it says the 11, but this is the 5 of Matthew G. Baker as he tries to hold his line down with the Klein Racing's number 20 Toyota Tundra, Michael J. Klein. Michael right now pretty much holding down the fort in the top 5 half, looking to possibly make a little bit of a runoff on some of the other fields as our Vic Newton's Oreo Fritz machine looks to possibly have a little something to say here at the boys, trying to pull a little Earnhardt on all of them.
Yes, indeed. That was the truck earlier that had trouble there early on, and that caution saved him, and now he's right back up into the mix of this and got a shot up here, at least get into the top 5.
He certainly does indeed, but again, there are no gimmies around here. You can literally be back in 40 position. Next thing you know, all it takes is that one little caution, that one little spur up of the moment, or someone getting slightly loose, and you could literally just jump ahead of the entire field before you know it. We line down, green flag flying high in the air, only 2 laps to go here, and this one looks like it may go to Gagnon in the number 83, or it could go to that 42, Andrew Navarro, but you can't count out Warren Young, always a bad, fast hombre in the Budweiser 48.
Yeah, I'm just wondering to see how this last lap's going to go. Will that 83 pull out? Will Young go with him? Or what they're going to do here, because it's going to be interesting to see if anybody does try to make a move here as they're coming close to the white flag lap. Got a truck up on the outside there going slow.
A little bit slower down there. That was Brad Neer in the number 6. Unfortunately, so much damage on that truck, unfortunately costing him plus just time here as they bring it down to the white flag this time. By now, it is go time for the positions. Remember, whoever is up front starts on the pole on the front end of the A main. Which one will it be, though, as they continue to charge their way around to the final stretch of the road?
Here they come off of turn 2, coming down the back straightaway. Navarro still with the slight lead here with the 83 push, giving him a nice push down the back straightaway. Uh-oh, we got something going on the outside, though.
Matthew G. Baker coming up fast, getting a little bit of a rundown. Klein going to follow right behind him, maybe try to help him out. He's going to get himself a little bit of a shot or opportunity here, but gets kind of left high and dry. Unfortunately, nowhere to go there. They'll bring it down to the front straightaway. It's going to be a drag race here. Warren Young trying to sneak his way in.
Going to be close back there for third spot. It looks like between the 20 and the 48. And Navarro's going to take the win here.
Navarro does take the win. He'll advance onto the A main on the pole here, set with the row 1. Michael J. Klein getting a solid second place here, managing to get in row 2, and then Brandon Gagnon will be running it out in the top 3 for this one. Solid race there for our drivers here in this one. Yeah, a bit of a madness kind of growing race, but everyone else kept it pretty clean for the most part there, Sparky.
Yeah, we only had that one little incident early on, and that was it. Everybody else kept it clean afterwards, and pretty good finish on that one. And now we're going to see how these fellas do in the main event.
In the main event, which is just about to come at your way here tonight, race fans. It is that time. It is that place we all know and cherish quite well. As we're getting the rest of our field kind of finished out here, Justin Ray, yeah, he wanted to make sure he came across the stripes, so that way he leaves no account here. So give him credit where credit's due. I gotta respect the heart of him there.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, always a good thing to try to at least finish the race because you never know what may happen.
You never know, indeed. I've seen people literally go off the track, and next thing you know, the guy that was actually right behind and dead last ends up going and wins it all. So crazy things have happened on the show, and crazier things have been shown before, but thankfully everything coming out all right here. So that in mind, here is your Heat 2 results. Andrew Ewing will not mince into the main event. We know that for sure, but Sparky, this time has come, the time and the place to be. You know what it is?
It is time for the main event.
Here's how we got here on the pole. Kevin Fries in the 8th is outside. That will be the 42 of Andrew Navarro.
In row number 2, it's going to be Brandon Holder in truck number 10, and on his outside, it's going to be Brandon Yagnon. I hope I said that right. And the starting on the outside there.
Row number 3, it's going to be Finn Robinson in the 28, and then to his outside, that'll be Michael J. Klein in the 20.
And the next row is going to be John Ertz in truck number 71 and Warren Young in truck number 14 on his outside.
Row number 5, we'll see Anthony Crownover in the number 5 to his outside. The other 5, Matthew G. Baker.
In the next row, it's going to be Daniel Hendry in truck number 9 and Andrew Hansley the 4th in truck 24.
Row number 10 is going to be Kenneth Stampert in the 30 to his outside. Brad Neer in the number 6.
In the next row, it's going to be Trent Cameron in truck 36 and Dalton J. Martin in truck number 318.
And finally, our last starter here tonight, Josh Cole, rocking it in the number 27, and then outside of him, Matthew T. Lee, the 04. And race fans, finally, this is the place, this is the time, and we are here to call it here the Comeback 120, presented by iRacing Superstock League as well as Eden Martin Racing. This is the time, this is the place. It is go time here at Talladega.
All right, get this totally awesome intro music, folks. It's go time.
There is absolutely nothing like it. That feel that you get, the sensation you have when you strap yourself into that truck, you strap yourself into that car, that vehicle for the first time, and you go for a big money prize, or you go for it all on the line, trying to show you are the best driver that day or that time, and show you have indeed truly earned that win, that trip to victory lane, with a multitude of drivers looking to show what they have brought to the table and what they come to be. This, my friends, is what we come here to watch, we come here to show. The Comeback 120 is now hitting up the A main, and this is their last race of the night, folks. Who is going to go home with the money? Who is taking home some serious hardwood to this one? We are getting ready to send them off on the front straightaway to the green flag at Talladega.
And there it goes. Green flag is out, and we are underway here tonight. 36 laps. We're going to see who's going to have the gusto now.
They will bring him down across the front straightaway out of the gate. No troubles here. Keep it smooth, keep it clean, and let's see where this one takes us to be.
I'm wondering how this is going to be now that we have a full field of trucks in here, a lot more trucks in here. We'll see if that momentum changes and see if we can get maybe one, maybe even two lines of trucks going here.
I think we'll get at least about 3 wide salutes in between here. They're actually already calling our bluff on that one, Sparky. Look at the back of the pack right now. We've got a 3 wide salute charge up ahead.
Absolutely, yep. I didn't take long. We got the cookies and we got the McDonald's up on the outside, making it 3 wide up there.
You put a little cookies and cream in this one, then you get an ice cream machine that's actually working at McDonald's, and there you go. You've got a battle up to the front, to the fight in the half. Kevin Winker trying to keep it in the field, trying to keep it up with the drivers as they work their way around the track.
Back up front, it's still side-by-side action so far. Kevin Freese on the bottom, Andrew Navarro on the top. It doesn't seem like we've even got out of the pace lap yet. They're side-by-side pretty much all the way back to about 10th and 12th spot there.
They will not leave each other alone whatsoever. They only have one thing on their mind: stay in the pack, stay in the group, and fight it out amongst each other when the time comes.
They are still side by side coming through turns 3, coming out of turn 4. Just basically 2 packs, just a basic pack of 2 here. Pretty much all the way back to, again, about 12th and 14th. Nobody really pushing ahead or going behind. They're just staying right by side.
In our chat tonight, Dodie Pruitt Stamper joins us in saying, good luck, Kenny Stamper. And then Jonathan Sickness saying, drink wine, praise Klein. All right, I like the sound of that. Carol Hansley saying, hammered down. Pope Krim coming on board saying, showtime, Jack Dell. All the best must have win. Got a lot of fans here on the show here rooting on these boys. Boys, if you're watching this right here or right now, you better be focused. You better be prepared because you got a lot of folks watching you on here at PTA Racing TV. It don't get any bigger than this. The feel, the look, and so real.
And they're still side by side. Nobody really getting any edge here right now. Well, now as I say that, the 8 truck there, Kevin Reese there gets a little bit ahead. And now Greg has moved up to the outside. He made a great move there, got to the outside. Now he's going to take the lead.
He will indeed here. Brandon Holder trying to possibly make a bit of a charge early on, show the boys what they can do on the outside. But again, the bottom line will be the key factor later on, in my opinion, when you really start to push things in. It's going to be a matter of who can push the most and who can survive the fastest. These trucks may be a little bit heavier in weight, but that doesn't mean they don't know how to push with the best of them. Andrew Navarro now actually in the number 42 moves the Tundras into the top 3. We have a 3-truck Toyota Tundra race leader as Navarro reads them in.
Yes, he did. He finally got around through the outside and got up in front there. And it looks like that is actually Brandon Holder in the mix of that as well. Boy, they're just changing spots at will now.
He certainly is indeed right now. It is a foul in the pack here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Big trouble right back in the middle stretch on the front straightaway. We got trouble. We've got trouble.
Problems back there. Big problems. I saw one truck get sideways. We'll have to investigate that by going to the PTM instant replay to have a look and see what exactly happened there.
Well, at least you got your priorities set when it comes to figuring out where we're going for the PTM instant replay, of course. Here's what happened as they were coming around out of turn 4 here. A little 3-wide salute action. Guys battling it quick. Some of them actually having to slow down a little bit. Look, Josh Cole right there actually did not slow down at all when the guys were backing off on the corners. Just pretty much drove it right in. I believe that's the 04. Matthew T. Lee got a piece of him there. So that's what started that whole chain reaction in that wreck, unfortunately. And right now it looks like Ronald Cole is going to get the EOL in this case. Looks like he was the one that started it up. So they're telling him, yep, 27. So they will tell him, hey, bud, you gotta watch your speeds once in a while, my friend.
If somebody was being a little bit naughty, they're going to have to go to the back, but that's okay. That, just good hard racing there. Stuff like that happens, and you just pick yourself up and get right back after it.
The good news is, if you're at Talladega, just getting into the outhouse does not mean you're literally out of this one completely. You got plenty of time to get back in this.
We are currently, it looks like we're on lap number 5 so far, coming around to lap number 6. So yeah, definitely plenty of time to get back up there.
Absolutely indeed here, as right now currently drivers heading into pit road, although right now the only thing you can see is a bunch of semi-trucks on our end there. Hopefully we get the camera fixed there. There we go.
Yeah, this is interesting. Everybody's coming down pit road. This is quite interesting here. We'll see what everybody does here.
Yeah, we'll see indeed here right now currently. See, it looks like everyone's just get a little cleaned up, a little clean repair. You did say there was no unlimited instant repairs there tonight, didn't you there, Sparky?
That is what our race information is telling us, is that the repair limit was 0 here tonight, unlimited, it looked like.
Yeah, well, right now I would say if I was a betting man, I would say probably most of them wanted to head on down in there and get cleaned up a little bit, make sure that their trucks are going to be okay here.
Maybe also they were thinking maybe getting a splash of fuel, possibly. This is 36 laps. Not sure exactly how many laps they can go on fuel, but maybe coming down getting a splash just in case there's like something called, maybe a green-white checkered or some type of overtime thing, maybe. Might be good to do that.
Might be a good day indeed here, my friend. Well, nevertheless, though, Warren Young will be your new race leader, and one thing for sure we know on the show, he has never won here on PTM Race TV. He has talked many times how much he wants to get it done. What a way to get it done here in his first showing ever with the iRacing Superstock League. That will definitely give him a little bit of a boost of confidence, I would say.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something if he was able to pull that off? That would be a heck of a confidence booster to do that, to come right over here and with these fellas over here and win it out here in that number 48 Budweiser Chevrolet. We'll just definitely see how Mr. Young takes part in this on this restart here.
Ian Martin coming on board here tonight as well. Good to hear from you, sir. Here he is saying right now 30 green flag laps on a tank for what he's talking about as a fuel line there. So that could be another reason why a lot of folks went in now instead of later on, is they're really going to be testing that 30 laps of fuel that they have at Brigade, because again, that'll pretty much be what they need to get through to get this race over with. But yeah, at the same time, the more they go around this track, the more that could be eating away a little bit at them. So drafting will definitely be a big factor. But honestly, if I was them right now, I'd be more worried about making sure I get into pit road when I can and stop and not worry too much about how much damage I got at the moment. Just making sure that I got fuel for this whole thing.
Okay, so that definitely puts a strategy in if they're getting 30 green flag laps and we're at lap 6 of 36. Still going to be quite a stretch. Even under caution, they can save a little bit here under the yellow. Still going to be very sketchy if they are going to make it the whole way on green on here. We'll just have to see who can do the strategy call here.
Well, we'll have to sketch this way out, because right now we're ready to go back out and about and put up a fight here. The drivers are getting ready to go back to green flag racing here. Dean Gear coming on board here tonight as well. It's good to have you on board, sir. As also, just heads up, folks, we did post in our comment section down below our PT Racing TV store. If you do like what you see and everything's been fun and enjoyable, then best way to help support us and help kind of keep growing the show is to go and like and follow us up here on Facebook and head over to YouTube, subscribe there. The race tonight that you see will be up on that end right after the show has come to a closure on Facebook. So somebody you know wanted to watch this, doesn't have Facebook, do not worry, we got you covered. It's going over to YouTube right after this race, so it will be in the same high definition 720p you see here on Facebook, so be sure to check it over there. And again, the only reason we even got to this point is because of all you fans and friends that have supported our PT Race TV store as well as the show. So if you continue to do that, we will continue to try to make things even better as we progress along. So help support us, we support you. That's how it works around here. Maybe it might support enough for even Sparky can come by a little more often and enjoy us here on the show.
Oh, that is very sweet of you. I just might have to take you up on that offer.
Fans don't do it. It's not worth it for that end.
Well, there I go. I'm getting fired out of a cannon.
You fired out of a cannon. I ain't firing you out of nothing. I'm just kicking you out of the booth if you ever was down here. Thankfully, you're down in pit road here, at least away from me. So, and again, you still haven't even found where my hot dogs are, but yet you brought it up the beginning of this whole thing.
I tell you what, I might have a clue. I did find a lemonade stand, so we're getting close. We're getting warmer.
If you've been talking to the Wild Child on this one, I told you I don't drink too many vodka lemonades around here, my man. Not during the race, anyway. All right, enough joking and banter. We're ready to get back to the action here, race fans. It's time to get back to some green flag racing. Warren Young will lead him off here. Matthew G. Baker will be the man to beat up on the outside to challenge him in. Can the Budweiser 48 hold down the fort and hold down the field? There's only one way to know for sure. To the green flag we go. Back on out. It's time to go racing.
Absolutely, and we're back under green here, and I've just noticed something up front. Earlier we had the Toyota Tundras up there. Well, it looks like about the first 4 or 5 vehicles now are all Chevrolets. So for you manufacturer folks out there, you're cheering for Chevy right now. You're cheering very good right now, as the Chevys are up in front.
The Silverado's R&D taking to full court, full advance here, but the Ford F-150 Trent Cameron is still kind of hanging back in the field here, having a little bit of a fight here and progressing through on the back stretch. A little bit of a 3 wide, still kind of taming in there. The guys trying to get a huge run early on, but they forget it was that 3 wide, so that kind of helped start the trouble up earlier.
That it was, yeah, that 3 wide stuff was the thing that got started earlier, so I don't know, will these guys be a little bit more patient now here early on in the run, or will they still keep getting after it?
Hard to say for sure, but right now it's going to be a 3 wide battle right up out of the gate here in the back straightaway. We got Matthew T. Lee right in the mix this thing here right now, currently rocking the 0-4 right side by side with the number 5 of Mr. Brandon Holder. And then, of course, we saw for a minute a little fleeting glimpse of that. So, whoa, we do have trouble down there.
No.
Trent Cameron, the 36 on the back straightaway, crashed in badly.
Oh, man.
Yellow flag is out. We are calling caution, and big damage on the 36. He got a major lick and a half there.
Man, such a nice looking truck to get torn up like that. That's a shame.
It got more tore up than most things usually do around here, or left in the junior compound, if you will, of that the graveyard he has down there. But let's take a look and see what happened though here, Sparky. This one looked like it might have got a little crazy up front and a little more hectic than we realized. So looking at it back now, right now, we're coming out of turn 2 here, the 42, and Navarro ended up trying to get a little bit of a push, trying to help him out, and he just barely clips him coming off that edge. 36 drives up a little bit, and you can just see how hard it is to make sure you do not drive in at the wrong point or get yourself sideways by any inches, because that can happen very much so, and it unfortunately did there. Tough break there for Trent Cameron as we shown you the PTM Instant Replay, brought to you in part by our good friends over at Eden Martin Racing here tonight.
Yeah, that definitely looked like a thing where Navarro tried to hit him straight on the bumper, but instead got him in that left rear quarter, and that was just enough just to get that 36 turned around there.
It certainly was indeed here. The field ready to fire him back up, get straightened back into this one here right now. Finn Robinson, again, our only international driver all the way from the UK, and I believe he's the farthest driver we have ever had a race, have anyone seen on our show before. I know we've seen him plenty of times, but we've seen the Canadians, we've seen the Americans, but we haven't had some English fellows come in here too often, so it's good to see our Englishmen from across the pond join us in when we can.
Oh, absolutely. That's quite a treat. Yeah, definitely great to have some of our international brothers and sisters on here tonight. So that's very good to have get that little international flavor out there.
Andrew Hansley joining us on in, trying to let his family know, unfortunately, that he ended up getting kind of in that mess, but he is okay. Again, the safety equipment and all that being put to good use and helping him out. And we're getting word right now, Andrew Navarro will be sent to the shadow realm, my friend. He's going to the back.
To the back he goes. He's got a strong truck up there. I think he could get himself back up there again. Still plenty of time, but yep, to the back he will go for that little bit of unfortunate incident there with the 36 of Mr. Cameron.
Oh, he'll powerhouse it back up there, unlike most racing leagues out there. This iRacing Superstock League, man, they know how to literally push the limits and push the ultimate of pedal to the metal action on the show. That's why we're nicknamed Pedal to the Metal Racing TV, folks.
See what you did there.
Aha! Yes, Sparky. I got a few lines in between here. I could get a little bit fun with this.
Well, looks like so far what I'm looking at here so far, it doesn't look like any of the leaders are pitting.
Now Warren Young still staying out once again, so I don't actually, come to think of it, I don't remember if he actually had gone into pit road earlier on. I think that might be a little bit substantial for a little double check on that. Let's take a look for sure and find out as we present to you now our pit strategy booth popping up on your screen. And no, Warren Young, Robinson, Finn Robinson, Bowalda, Baker, Oaksey, they have all stayed out. So they have yet to go into pit road, which can mean a multitude of things, but main thing to me is they may end up possibly just trying to shoot it out for a long run on that drafting package. So, I mean, if it works out in the end, it works out okay, but remember, you can't not be fully for sure here at Talladega. There's one thing we know for sure is, nothing is for sure with this place. You can have literally close corners side by side, quickest time, fastest of racing, and then you can have moments where it's just madness and chaos all around us. But it certainly makes for a good show.
Yeah, and I guess also the good thing is too, being out front, if you're leading the race or out in front, you don't have to worry about the mess behind you. So, you can keep your truck clean and all that. And, the more cautions and stuff like that, you might not even have to worry about pitting. You might be able to save enough fuel to go the whole way. So maybe that's their strategy up here. Maybe they're just going to stay up here, try to stay out of trouble, stay together, and then stay out of the mess in the back.
That sounds like my idea right about here and here. But right now, Carol Hansley has joined us on in as well. And Eli the Wild Child is also kind of stopping on by. Good to hear from both of you here.
And we got all sorts of fans and folks tuning in tonight. Well, I'm glad they're here, and I'm glad that they're so far enjoying this wonderful show that we're putting on.
And again, guys, also a quick reminder here tonight. Again, this race may be presented in part by iRacing Super Stock League. But again, the iRacing Superstock League is always out to help give a little bit more fun races and fun battles around here for some big money, some big tickets. So if you guys want to, be sure to hit them up as much as you can. Try to work with them. because I guarantee you'll have a good time with this group and a good time with these folks, because they certainly seem to put on a show and know how to take it down here.
Definitely. I mean, we've had, what was it with the entry list here tonight, 26 or 27 guys here tonight. There's always room for more. So, more the merrier. I mean, that would be great. Get almost 30, 40 some people here. That'd be pretty wild to watch.
It is indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to send this one back in for a fight, back in for a show, and this could get interesting here, folks. Right now, Jeffrey Oaks actually up 8 spots at the moment, 14 for John Espawala to the third. And John is no secret here. He can put that Jack Dow Motorsports 26 into a pretty good fight, pretty good position if he given the time. So I think he might be the favorite here tonight, to be honest with you. Him, or I'd say maybe even Kenneth Stampford is kind of hanging back there. He's up 11. He's been kind of a quiet assassin. We haven't talked too much about him tonight, but he's got that aura to him that I feel like may just be the one you got to watch out for.
And they always say about comers and goers, and it looks like some of the guys that were in the back of the field early on have gotten themselves in position to at least get up near the front or be at the front at this point. So it's kind of been working out. They've been slowly getting themselves right in position.
They certainly have indeed here. Now, Sparky, we're getting ready to get back to the action, get back down to the racing. We'll have 24 laps remaining in this field here in this race. Which one of these drivers will be able to hang tough and hang fight to the end? Talladega chooses and abuses who try to dare take claim. But we will see now as the drivers work their way across the front straightaway here. It is time to bring the iRacing Superstock League, the Comeback 120, back to the green. Action-packed adventure. Here we go. Back to the race here we're on.
All right, green flag is in the air, and Warren Young got a pretty good start there to get side by side with Finn Robinson. Actually, both of them got a heck of a start. Got away from everybody else, but now everybody else is going to close right back in as they head off into turn 2 and coming back down the back straightaway.
Here comes a big little push coming up from the outside line. That is the 83 of Brandon Gagnon. Gagnon looking to possibly send him straight to the front, send him back into the fight here. The 83 trying to help him out and trying to give him a little bit of work here. Finn Robinson gets right in the inside, crossover on the front and the back straightaway. That'll give him the race lead. We have a new leader as Gagnon looks to try to hold on and try to give himself the race lead. He's got some company with Kenneth Stampford pushing in there.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Robinson may have the lead for just a moment, but I don't know if that's going to last much longer because Gagnon's up on the outside in the 83 making a run. I don't know who's going to lead this lap. They're side by side as they come to the line, and Robinson got him by a fender.
We got it by a fender, but again, that ain't the last of it here. We still got plenty of racing here to go. And looking from the back of the outhouse, that's stretching his way back into the White House. Andrew Navarro, he got sent to the shadow realm, but he is now trying to see the light once again. Moving his way up to the front on the back straightaway. They take it into the 3 wide salute territory as the field starts to take notice.
Wow, yeah, he is getting a good run up there. Him and that 71 truck right behind him there. Definitely giving him a push on the outside, and they're making gains up there. Just them 2 trucks alone on that outside. That's amazing.
He's getting more than just gains up there, Sparky. He's literally charging for the front. He's looking for the race lead, and he is getting more than just a little help there. That is literally anybody's chance, anybody's race here as the 71 of Daniel Hendry looks to help him out and get him to the front. Guys in the back, I take full notice here, boys.
Look at that. I mean, he's almost up to the lead, just them 2 trucks alone. That is surprising. Normally you have to have a train of trucks or something up there, but he's making it work. Him and that 71 together up there, and they're just making a run.
It certainly is indeed. Hear about this. You want to hear this one? 3 wide salute for the race lead. It is going to be between Brandon Gagnon, Finn Robinson, and now Andrew Navarro. Up on the outside, we are going towards it. Here we go. 3 wide to win, 3 wide to lead. And it looks like the middle pack starting to fade off, Sparky. They're not getting the run as they were. The bottom line starting to come into full gear. They need to get that dialed back in if they want to try to hang with Finn.
I think what's happening is that middle lane kind of moved up because now some trucks are going up to the outside where Navarro is now. So it's kind of split up the pack a little bit, and that's where that bottom line is going to come right back in.
Certainly there indeed right now. We get this one filed back in and get one cleared out again off that corner. You got to wonder, will they be able to hold that line in for the whole chunk of this race, especially with only about 20 laps remaining? Anybody's guess. who can survive that long, who can survive in, especially with some heavy hitters kind of pushing back into the fight.
Right now, though, the British man is right out in front right now. Ben Robinson, he is holding his own. He is fighting off all challengers so far. He fought off the 83. He fought off the 42 on that bottom. He's got Warren Young tucked in behind him. He's looking pretty stout right now.
You know, something a lot of people don't know about Ben Robinson that I do know quite well about this young man is actually he is a two-time reigning world champion in the automotive sport industry. He actually is one of, if not maybe the toughest guys to beat time and time again, whether it be on the actual asphalt circuits of the real world or if it's actually in the iRacing circuits. He's one of those guys you got to keep your eye on every time he gets out on that track. And he's showing you why that is right now as the field just continues to bunch up, get close together. One wrong move can result in the end of a night or end of a truck, if you will. And the last thing you want to do is go to the shadow realm, Sparky.
Yeah, a couple guys have already been to that shadow realm already tonight. They don't want to go back there again at this point. I mean, we just passed the we're getting close to the halfway point here, and these guys are driving like it's the last lap.
They kind of have to when you think about it, though, because remember, with this kind of a run, this kind of momentum, it's do or be done, because right now, there's a lot, it's taking a lot going on. And look up front here, a little bit of a new challenger, folks, in his way in. We weren't even seeing this. It's the 18, Jason D. Maines, just literally stuck right in there with a little help from Matthew T. Lee. We have a new leader in the 18.
Holy moly, that was amazing. He came all the way from the top lane. It's like, where did he come from kind of move. Came all the way to the top, and now he's all the way down to the bottom. That was just an amazing move. Maines there in the 18.
Up 14 spots right now. Not the ultimate of hard chargers in the field right now. Getting a little bit squared away, a little out of shape, if you will. They've got to be careful about that because, again, with this track being so long in distance and shape, one wrong move and over a 200-mile-per-hour wreck, well, let's just say you better hope that safety equipment's being put to good use.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when a big wreck happens, you know, it might hurt a little bit. So you just got to be ready for it just in case it happens.
For sure there. Right now, the lap's winding down, time starting to fade away. Remember, top four gets some money, so you know it's not just the first place guy they're trying to take down. They're also trying to get into that fourth spot if they can't get into the win.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Just with that top four, if you're just gonna try to at least salvage something, at least try to get into that top four, so at least you will be in the money at that point.
Absolutely, indeed.
And right now we got a manufacturer battle going on here. We got Toyota versus Chevy. So if you're a Toyota fan, you're kind of liking this right now. If you're a Chevy fan, you're in the mixes too.
Right now, it is currently a Tundra Chevy battle here for the top four. Right now, going back and forth with one another here as the rest of the field tries to find either a line up to the high side and into the pack, or maybe a little bit more than just that here. Hard to really tell which one's going to get the advantage or which one's going to get the opportunity to strike, because again, this crowd of over 50,000 fans in this attendance here tonight, and also those watching here on PT Racing TV, just catching all the show and calling all the action here. It is an absolute fight to the end. Where you look at, there are still three wide.
Yep, still three wide. Andrew Navarro still got the outside trying to get going. Randy Gagnon and the 83 there in the middle, still trying to get that line going. And meanwhile, Maines there keeping the bottom line hefty.
They are indeed here. Maines pretty much keeping a consistent pace under control, not really worrying too much about what's going on except for what Brandon Gagnon's trying to do right here. And even Navarro, it's a big little push, a little bit of a help on that draft. He's gonna get help. He's gonna get help from the guys right behind him there in the 04, Matthew T. Lee, as well as a 9 of Daniel Hendry. There's so many names and so many places coming up. There is no way to look around it. It's just fight to survive and go for it all, my friends.
Now look at this. Now we're three wide, three deep, all the way back to at least 9th or 10th spot at this point. Just amazing truck control here at this point.
I've called 5 deep, 3 wide slurs before, but it just never gets any older or gets any tiresome when you see it happening right here. These are drivers really trying to hold on to those wheels at over 190 miles per hour, holding up 2 tons of a truck and piece of equipment. really in their hands right now, just keeping everything at play, keeping everything under control, trying to make sure that they cannot get into one little situation, one little wrong error. Because again, these things, you may think they're easy to handle, but no, when you're literally in that draft, it's almost like trying to drive a turn. It's like trying to drive a boat on the ocean. You're literally having to drive with that kind of steering and trying to make sure you make subtle movements just to keep that thing on line, but it's like you want to just kind of bump around, bounce in a little bit, and get a little contact there on the back straightaway, Sparky.
Oh my, yeah, I've seen that. Just was looking at that. Kevin Stamper there on the bottom got into the 83 just slightly in the door. Just enough to knock both trucks around, but they were able to keep it straight, keep it going. We keep on going green.
We certainly do indeed. Back to the onboard cameras here right now as we start to close down and hopefully calm down the 3-1 just for just a minute. Maybe the drivers are just trying to catch their breath, realizing what they had just done and what they've been up to. Honestly, if I was them, I wouldn't even try to slow it off. I'd try to keep it going, push it a little harder, boys. Why not?
Yeah, they're doing so good so far with that, with them 3 wide and everything. Everybody doing an excellent job out here. This is just some fantastic racing here. Side-by-side action.
It certainly is indeed. Justin Ray now with the onboard camera here, and then number 38 getting up there to Anthony Crownover, and the number 5 giving him a little bit of an opening, a little bit of a shot. Being very patient, as he was saying earlier on, guys, just not being patient about what's going on or what's happening down there. Kind of giving them plenty of openings, plenty of opportunities there.
Coming off here, coming off of turn number 4. Navarro still trying to hold the outside there. Matthew T. Lee in tow. Finn Robinson on the bottom, right behind our leader Maines right now. There's still only just 2x2 right now. There is an outside lane trying to get going, but they haven't got back up there yet.
They have not indeed yet here, Sparky, but right now the field is starting to close the gaps and close it up a little bit. Hopefully they keep it a little bit more under control, keep things a little more in rhythm. Laps are winding down, time starting to fade away.
Yep, definitely good time starting to fade away. We're down to 13 laps to go down on the back straightaway here. And that third lane's trying to get going, but not so far. Right now, it's just a 2x2 salute right here.
It certainly is indeed. Last minute calls, last minute shots here. Some going 3 wide, saluting once again. And I know I'm seeing custom numbers on the trucks here tonight, and some of them not quite registering on our show, but never gets any harder figuring out that there's a 5 rolling up on you or somewhere around there. Here he comes now, back up into the fight, up in the outside line, looking for a little charge.
I believe that might be Matthew G. Baker there in that number 5 machine way up on the outside trying to get that third lane going.
It is indeed right now. He is currently giving himself plenty of opening, plenty of room up there and in the charge and on the hunt. As they start to kind of clamor this away here, that 71 of Daniel Hendry, kind of been one of my guys that would keep an eye on time to time here, but honestly wasn't expecting to be up to the front as much as he has been tonight. He's definitely kind of showcasing what he has in store for these guys.
Definitely, and one of the lone Fords up in the top spots right now. The Ford contingent hasn't been shown too much in this race, but he's given those Ford fans something to cheer about. He's been working with that 42 car since the restart here on that outside, and it's gotten him up into position here. So very good run for him right now.
It certainly is indeed, and the last winding down to the final 11 laps here now. It is do or be done because you don't have much time left to work off of. You don't have much time left to give out. Will any of them be able to keep the momentum alive, keep the pushing going for that final 10 laps? I guarantee you one thing, these guys will hold nothing back to the front, from the back end up to the end.
Definitely, as the laps wind down, those dollar signs start getting a little bit bigger around the eyeballs a little bit, and you start taking more chances. Sooner or later, somebody's going to have to make another bold move to get themselves in position to get in that money shot.
But when that does happen, will any of them blink? Will any of them make that little error, that little overzealous nature to do that?
Well, looks like we got something forming up on that outside line again. Another number 5 truck up on that outside's making a good move up there.
He certainly is indeed here, Sparky. Is he going to be able to get to go, though? He's got a bit of drafting help up there.
Got a couple trucks there with him.
Got a little help.
Got the 6.
He got the 6 indeed. He's got a little more coming his way. Looks like he's going to have a little help there from Brad Neer. Brad Neer, though, is a lap down. So that's not going to help his cause any when it comes to the battle here. They are still 3 wide coming across here out of turn 3 into 4. Still battling it out. Clean as a whistle. It's just impressive to say the least and awe-inspiring to watch these guys pack racing and pack hunting in as long as they have and continue to just put up a show and put up a fight here on PT Race TV. They will not give anything up and they will not give any chances to the other. They only want what's best, and that's literally to work it to the front and get this one finished out.
Absolutely, as now we just got under 10 laps to go. We are now with 9 laps to go in the race. It's put up or shut up time at this point.
It certainly is indeed, and it looks like the number 5 there, Brandon Holder, is fading away a little bit the outside. Once again, getting left high and dry. They got to start pushing a little bit more. They want a chance at this last-minute opportunity to get something going, possibly work in for a big run. The 28 of Finn Robinson, I got to believe, has been extremely calm and patient for a good time or two, but you just know with him, he'll have no troubles getting up ahead and putting a fight on these guys.
Oh, no doubt about that. Right now, he's just going to have to stay behind the 18 right now and just help him along because there's really no room to get around anybody at this point. This track is literally almost blocked with the 3 wide that's going on here.
Chris Jordan just asked in the chat, does the side draft matter around here? I would say, yeah, it matters a little bit, but more or less it's that front and the back end drafting that helps you get a little bit more speed, a little bit more help. Side draft does not really come into contention with these truck series, unfortunately, because if that was the case, a lot of guys that were trying to make moves earlier on their own were not getting nearly as much speed, but it does help a little bit. And right now you can just see Brad Neer, he was aiming to possibly make his way around the old 5 of Brandon Holder, but he decided not to. Jason D. Main still trying to hold off Andrew Navarro as they continue to charge off Navarro with the damage on the front end. Doesn't seem to bother him at all. He just needs a little bit of help in the back and a kick in the butt like my butt kicker Gamer 2 does to me in my races. He is sending it straight in and getting a good feel of the track.
Indeed, yeah, and that's amazing. There is a couple trucks out here. It looks like they got some nose damage or some front damage, but like you said, it doesn't seem like to be affecting any of them at all. They're able to stay in the draft and able to still run very strong. As you mentioned with Navarro, it looks like that 04 machine also's got some front nose damage, but it's not affecting anybody though. They're going after it.
Look out, folks. We're going for a big, going for broke. Will they deliver the 5 deep, 3 wide? They're going hard. They're charging quick. Well, they've got to stay focused. They've got to keep an eye on things right now. This is where things get even more intensive, even more serious, because they know where the laps are. They know how far they've come and they've gone. There's just nothing left to lose. It's either do or die, and which one of these will fight to the end?
Some of them guys right now are thinking down there right now, they're like, man, I wish I just had a little bit more horsepower. Maybe I had a little bit more, you know, some speed or something just to get to the front, but you're just kind of just stuck there. You're stuck with who you're with. You really do have to depend on somebody. And boy, this 3 wide stuff is just amazing as they come off of turn 2.
You got to talk about speed. You can't help but bring up our good man in the Lord of Speed. He brings our Racing Bible to Acceleronicals burst for 7. You can't stop. You won't stop. The 3 wide salute at Talladega must not be topped. It is now here and shown on the pile. PT Race TV is showing you the 5 wide, 5 deep, 3 wide battle for the race again.
This is amazing stuff. These guys are out here. I mean, it takes a lot of patience, a lot of poise, and nerves of steel to be able to hold your line like that. 3 wide at a track like this, so close together. Wow, these guys are really doing a heck of a job.
It is a scary thought. It's a scary process to say the least. Brandon Holder, you can see he was trying to move his way down a little bit, trying to get into that top spot around Jason D. Mains as well as Andrew Navarro. Both drivers kind of holding their line in, keeping away from that opportunity.
Oh no, now the outside line just lost a little bit there because a couple trucks I think got into the wall protection back there and it just killed that outside lane.
You got to be careful about driving in too deep because again that wall will catch you when you least expect it. It just happened right there. Field starting to work their way around back onto the front straightaway here. Everybody looking for to go big or go home. And right now Navarro is doing everything he can in that middle section to try to keep them in line and in shot. If we went across the stripe right now, that would have been Mains that got him just by about a 0.02 of a second from what we're reading. We've seen the 0.1 of a second finishes before. Will it happen again, though? That is the scary thought about all this. A 3 wide salute with that kind of a finish. It doesn't get any crazier than that.
Absolutely, yeah, as close as these guys are and as close as they've been. But, oh, my goodness, now the inside line has lost a little bit there as Navarro has now got the middle lane moving, and Holden's coming back up on the outside in the 5.
Baines has got to try to push a little bit harder and have Finn Robinson kind of push that rear end just more on the straights. That's the only way they're going to get more speed is they got to get on the straights and get a little bit of a push. They're running out of time, though. We're coming to the final 3 laps here, folks.
And about 3 more laps. Shoot, this is going to get really intense now. They're going to be leaning on each other. They're going to be banging on the rear ends of each other as much as they can just to see who can get that edge.
Oh my goodness, look at this. It's the 5 deep, 3 wide, nearly 6 deep, if you will. These guys are putting everything to full use, and they've still been holding it in the entire time. What has it been, like 10 laps we've been doing this whole thing, Sparky?
At least for at least 10 laps or so, they've been going at it like this. This is just, wow, this is just something to watch right now,
It
folks.
is awe-inspiring.
This is good
It's literally, you cannot put a runner on it. You could not describe it without just experiencing it live right now on the show. The only thing you can do is just try to imagine what it is for these drivers right now and what they are feeling, what the pressure is being put to. You can see them literally charge into the front, trying to charge the rear ends, trying to push them as hard as they can and push everything to their absolute limit. They know nothing is at stake, nothing is left except to just try and hope for the best. Will Lady Luck dealt them the hand they want, or will they be sent to the Shadow Realm and never get back away from it? That's the thing here with 2 to go.
All right, 2 laps to go as we're coming down to the back stretch here. Still 3 wide up front between the same 3 guys that's been doing it for the last 10 to 12 laps.
Will they be able to do it, though, for the final lap? That's the main concern. Here we go across to the front straightaway. They will have 1 lap remaining. Who will blink? Who will drive in a little harder? And who's going to give it? It's time to literally just right it, not even to the floorboard, Sparky. We got to send it straight onto the concrete. White flag is out for the comeback 120.
All right, here we go. This is for all the marbles at this point. No caution, no nothing, no about it. Whoever gets back to the line first is going to win this thing. 3 wide. Oh, a little bump there, but we're going to hold it straight as we come off turn 2.
We hold it straight coming off that back straightaway now. It looks like Finn trying to help out. Maine's trying to give him a little bit more help. Wait a minute, down to the bottom. Here comes the 30. Kenneth Stanford. He goes on below the old line. He tried to sneak his way across the front end. He didn't get it to work. They crashed it. They wreck up front. They wreck up front. They crashed. It's a major crash on the front straightaway out of turn 3 and 4. They managed to work their way around. Dalton J. Martin escapes the wreckage. He escapes the carnage. And he's going to somehow, some way, win. Oh, wait. Will he win the comeback 120? That's what the officials are saying. He's got it. It's over. It's official. The 318. Dalton J. Martin wins 21 spots back.
Oh, my goodness. What just
happened? What just happened?
Oh my goodness, wow.
Your top 4, Kenneth Stanford, Kevin Winsker, Josh Cole, and Dalton J. Martin. And folks, believe it or not, 21 back, 21 back, 11 back, 15 back. That's how far all 4 drivers were going into that final lap of that race. And they literally take it home, winning the comeback 120 here tonight. It's DJ Martin tonight, man. What a show and what a finale to end it. I know it was probably not what many were expecting, but that's kind of how motorsports goes sometimes. It's literally to the end, to the barn, to the wire, and this one goes to Dalton. I think right now he probably might need a little bit of a tissue for him. He might be crying actually into that helmet right now if I had to guess.
Oh my goodness! Wow, I'm just speechless about that. Wow, that. Wow, I can only imagine what he's feeling right now in that. Because wow, the top 4 wasn't even in the conversation in that last corner, and then pandemonium happens, and this is what happens sometimes. You get that surprise winner out of nowhere.
Sparky, speaking of that, something the iRacing Superstock League has just shown right there is the overall respect and sportsmanship that comes with the show. Finn Robinson ran out of power in the engine. Dalton, even though he won the race, he literally pushed Finn straight across the finish line so he could finish this race. The ultimate showing of respect, to say the least, my friend.
Absolutely, that's good sportsmanship there by Mr. Robinson. There, he had a great run tonight. But regardless of that, that was just good sportsmanship there by Martin to get Robinson back to pit road there. And I've had that problem before where something went powered out and somebody helped me out, and I would do the same for them and just about anybody else out there. You got some really respectful guys out there.
You know, we were literally asked in the comment section about this. I think it's only fitting we go back and look at this, fans. Let's take a look at this final stretch. This is what Dalton J. Martin had to run through. Sparky, I know you can't see it right now on your end because we don't have the camera on it, but this is what happened. Brad Neer gets right into the 42, causes the big one. Look at Dalton. He somehow literally had to bulldoze his way right past everybody and managed to escape the carnage right in that crash and in that end. The whole field just completely tarnished in and destroyed. And amazingly, these drivers, these warriors, if you will, of Talladega managed to come out and come through clean. We're going to look at one more angle. This is from the 20 right now. This is from Mr. Michael Klein. Managed to escape the madness and escape the carnage too. This is what it looks like on that onboard camera. Michael probably got to be thinking to himself as well, just how the heck did I even get through that much? Just how did I even survive? He tried to actually get a little bit of a draft on Josh Cole, then he sees Kevin Winker passing by, and that was all she wrote, but holy cow. What a race. That is all I have got to say about this place. So race fans, we have now pretty much concluded that up, but there is one thing we have left to do, and honestly, we probably should have gotten done a little earlier on. We actually should be talking with our drivers here, but first, let's take a look at our top 10. Before we get to that, Dalton J. Martin, the surprise of the night, wins it. Second, Josh Cole. Third, Kevin Winker. Fourth, to Kevin Stanford. Those are your top four that walk away with some cash in their pocket. Fifth to Michael J. Klein. Sixth to Matthew T. Lee. Seventh to Brandon Gagnon. Gagnon, 8 to Daniel Hendry, 9 to Jonas Boalda the third, and then 10 to Andrew Navarro, rounding out the top 10, showing the rest of our results here on our show as we are now preparing to bring in our guys here coming in from the fourth on back and all that. I don't believe we have Stanford joining us in here, but we do have the other top three with us, so Sparky, I think there's only one thing left to do, my friend, and that's get our guys in here and talk with them, but we will go ahead and show our fourth place finisher here, Kenneth Stamper, give him the overlay here. Give him a little bit of love and see if he does pop in here or not. But I'm not seeing him on my end here, so we will not talk with him for the top four unless he does come in. We'll give him till we get done with the other three. But right now, race fans, we are now going to be joined in by your third place finisher here tonight, and he's going to walk away with a nice cool $80. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kevin Winker here into the booth and down here in pit road. Kevin, I was watching it down here on that end from all that was going down. You literally had to escape madness and pretty much kind of waited it out to the very end. Boy, did that work out and pay off well for you. What was it like in that one there coming to the end?
Yeah, I didn't know if they were going to wreck there with like 2-3 to go. I was kind of waiting there, and then all crazy just broke loose there, and I just pinned to the bottom and back and forth, and somehow I made it through that. I have no idea how I did that.
Oh yeah, for sure there, man. I mean, we was looking at the replays, we were looking at every angle. I mean, a couple of you guys literally looked like you were as far enough away, should have been able to avoid it, but I guess that's kind of the thing with Talladega sometimes. No matter how much you try to avoid something, it'll end up trying to get you eventually. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you certainly put up a fight, put on a show throughout this night. Tell me, what was it like here in the Comeback 120 just to fight it out with some pretty tough and honorable guys here for this race?
Yeah, it was a blast. I knew it was going to be a dogfight, so I literally just hung out back the whole race, and then there was a couple of them cautions, and then me and Kevin Freese, it was go time. You can't sit back the whole race, so we got up there, and then, like I said, they all wrecked, and somehow I made it through there. I still don't know how I did it.
Certainly cannot indeed, but nevertheless here, maybe it's best we don't know and just kind of went with it, Kevin. Sometimes Lady Luck gives you that hand, but you are going to get a third place finish out of this one, and you walk away here with 80 bucks. So who do you want to thank here tonight for this one?
Just thank the Irish Super Stock League. I think it's the first time I'm running with you guys, so it's pretty fun. A couple of these guys I ran with in a couple other leagues, so overall it's a decent race and fun and definitely entertaining. I'm sure I'll have to go back and watch the replay after this.
For sure there, Kevin. We appreciate your time here tonight, man. Congratulations on a third place finish, and we hope to see you back here on PTM Racing TV in due time, sir.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Winker driving that number 7 McDonald's machine tonight. Walks away here with a nice, cool little position here as he fields it down in. Well, race fans, we do have another driver that has been wanting to talk with us here. It's our 4th place finisher here tonight, walking away with a cool 55 bucks. Kenneth Stamper now joins us in the number 30, and Kenneth, oh boy, man, that was a long, hard fight and a long, hard road. And I mean, we was watching everything that happened time and time again and what was going down, but how did you manage to escape for that big one, and what was it like here tonight racing with the iRacing Superstock League, bro?
Well, for one, I have no idea how I managed to do that, but it was a lot of fun, especially starting in the back like that. But I'm a dirt guy, so this is it's all new to me, but it was a blast.
It certainly was indeed. Watching you go out here as a dirt guy myself, I will say the plate tracks are kind of my bread and butter for that kind of stuff to stay away from the other stuff. But I mean, man, that still is a lot of work to be done, a lot of hard racing and battling throughout. Tell me, was there anything really you kind of noticed here tonight that you had a little bit over an advantage from these guys, or anything really that you were kind of keeping an eye on from everyone else?
Honestly, I couldn't say that I do. Man, I was just holding on for dear life, trying to stay out of trouble, and not cause trouble. It was just nail biting the whole time.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, you are still walking away with 4th place here tonight, and you got a few bucks coming your way and $55 in cash prize for this 4th place finish. I got to ask you, Stamper, as you walk away with the money into the sunset, who do you want to thank here down in Alabama?
Well, I tell you, I'd like to thank Jack Down Motorsports for letting me run their wraps on my truck and just invite me to these kind of things. Really, other than that, that's really about it.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Kenneth, we do appreciate you coming on board here tonight. Have a little fun with us here on Pizza Race TV. Thank you for tuning in, and congratulations, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 4th place finisher here tonight, driving the number 30, Kenneth Stamper. All right, now, race fans, we're going to go ahead and bring in Mr. Josh Cole. He now joins me here in the booth here as he comes away with the 2nd place finish here tonight. Josh, congratulations on that, and, well, you certainly had a lot going on, a lot really at stake there coming to the line. A little bit of trouble earlier in the race, but you managed to breeze over it nicely, and then coming away with 2nd place. Definitely got to be pretty nice walking away with a cool little 135 in your pocket.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was definitely a shock. Yeah, I'm still speechless. I just seen him wrecking and then just kept on driving and hoping that I'd come out of it.
You did indeed there. You pretty much came away with a little bit of an opening, got a little shot that the drivers were not expecting, and you managed to work your way around it. And at the end of the day, man, you had a lot going on, a lot really at stake here. Was there anything really you was expecting coming to that last bit where these guys were coming up from?
Actually, a big wreck because as much as if you're in the back, you just see him all the movement and stuff like that. So you're like, okay, so when is it gonna happen, or when do I go? And I started to say at like less than 5 laps, I got to try to get up there and try to make something happen.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, you managed to wait it out, wait the storm. The storm struck, and you managed to find your way out of the eye of the storm and managed to actually tie our hard charger of the war of the night here with the race winner. But nevertheless, I got to ask you, man, as you're walking away with the 2nd place prize money, who do you want to thank here tonight at Talladega?
Well, the first person I want to thank is my wife because, you know, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't definitely not be doing this because, you know, let me do it. Other than that, I want to thank Function Autos for all the sim help and stuff, and that's pretty much it.
Absolutely there. Well, nevertheless, we appreciate your time here tonight, Josh. Congratulations, you're on a 2nd place finisher tonight in that 27 machine.
All right, thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2nd place finisher here tonight, Mr. Josh Cole. And now, Sparky, we have one more driver to talk to in Dalton J. Martin. He now comes to us here in victory. victory lane, ladies and gentlemen, the 318. And Dalton, man, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think any of us in our right mind were expecting it was going to be this kind of craziness. I kind of finished where these guys were crashing and bashing there, but you managed to literally find a way through that entire edge and just destruction in front of you. I still am trying to figure out how you managed to get ahead of all that and get away from that mess. That literally was probably one of the most chaotic finishes we've ever seen on PT Race TV. How did you do it? And are you all good down there, or do we might need to get a few bucks down there to kind of help with the truck there?
Yeah, it's gonna cost a little bit to get that one fixed. And, to get through that one, you just kind of pick a line, say a prayer, and hope for the best. And that's what happened. I was able to get away with it.
I mean, hey, we can buff it out. We got to just get a little hot water and a little bit of a sledgehammer in there. I think it'll fix that, won't it?
Oh yeah, we'll get it ready for the next one, and we'll put it out front again.
For sure there. Now, like I said here tonight, man, you was coming in for pretty much all that was worth and put a fight up to the very end. I got to ask, as we were getting really late into this race, at any point did you think you might have to shoot for the sky or shoot for the moon to get around everybody to win this one?
With about 10 laps to go, I knew it was going to take a miracle because they got 3 wide and they stayed 3 wide the whole time. And either line won't move, and it was staying even all the way through.
For sure there, but nevertheless here, man, you had pretty much all but secured this one, and you're walking away with the top prize. $270 is going into your pocket, sir. So I got to ask him, man, who do you want to thank you for this one, and who got you to the dance tonight?
Well, first, yeah, I thank the Lord, and all the glory goes to Him, and then my girlfriend, and then MP Racing.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless here, Dalton, what a night it has been. What a race it has become tonight. We congratulate you here on your win and your victory at Talladega in the Comeback 120.
Thank y'all.
Absolutely indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner here tonight, Talladega Superspeedway, Dalton J. Martin. He'll walk away with the cool prize and the win here tonight. And Sparky, I don't think we could have ended this on a better note. What an absolute wild night of racing and all that.
Absolutely. We got just about a little bit of everything in that. We got some good green flag racing, a lot of 3 wide racing, had a couple, 1 or 2 cautions here and there, and then we had the big conglomerate wreck there at the end. And I guess we should say for Talladega now, we should have like a quote that says, expect the unexpected. And they should have that under the track logo, I think, for the future, because you don't know what to expect here every time you come here.
I really don't think we do either anywhere here, man. Again, we're going to put the banner up here tonight to show you guys who finished where and who finished what. Again, it was just a wild, frenetic night of racing. Battles all around us. Drivers just getting into it time and time again. But, man, they just kept it clean and kept it going. And that's why you just got to stay tuned and stick with these guys here, especially in this racing series. And a big shout out again goes to the iRacing Superstock League as well as Ian Martin Racing. I really hope these guys can succeed and get a little bit going, because honestly they deserved every bit for how well they handled this one and how well they put on a show here tonight. So we hope you race fans enjoyed it. We hope you go and support these guys as much as we will here on the show and everything else. If you missed the show though on Facebook, be sure to check it out on our YouTube end. We do appreciate you guys tuning on in here tonight, and until the green flag is flying next time on PTM Racing TV, I have been Christian the Crusader Shriver, my good friend Dustin Sparkalicious Sparky Slonaker. We're tuning out here tonight at Alabama and Talladega. Thank you. Please be safe. God bless. Take care. We love you guys. See you when the green flag flies next time on PTM Racing TV.